Hey guys, this is Khan, TDK, Mr. So Real, and recently Massive announced that the game will be changing and they will be rebalancing quite a few things. One thing that most people picked up from this announcement was that Balanced was going to get changed because it's broken. I don't feel that on snipers it's broken, but I do think that it's highly overrated and one of the weaker perks in terms of its flexibility and how much you really need it. So in today's video, we're going to look at Balance, and I'll give you my thoughts on why I think it's the most overrated perk for snipers. So before we get started, let's talk about what Balanced is and what it does. The Balanced talent makes it so that the weapon reaches maximum accuracy faster when shouldered. What this means is that when you pull up your weapon, the reticle will zoom in faster than if you didn't have the Balanced talent. Also, while firing, it makes it so that the weapon's reticle doesn't open. In the 1.1 patch, which is where we are right now, this is how the Balanced talent works. Coming up soon in the 1.2 patch, Balance will be changed. How they change it has yet to be seen, but more than likely it won't keep the reticle closed the way that it is now. One misconception about Balance, and the reason why I think it's so confusing for a lot of people, is the name. The name implies that it gives the weapon perfect balance and that you can shoot without worrying about recoil. Balance actually has nothing to do with the recoil properties of firing a weapon. It has everything to do with accuracy and nothing to do with recoil. This is one of the major flaws and reasons why I think it's so overly touted and overrated. Balance really doesn't affect how well you can get into your next shot, but it does help with target acquisition and figuring out where you want to place the reticle for your next shot. Now that we know what Balanced is, let's talk about some of the pros that make it such an amazing talent. Balance helps snipers to get a better idea of where to line up their next shot while they're stationary or in cover. This is really good. If you need to bang out some damage and you know the pattern of the run of an enemy, or maybe you have an enemy that's stationary, you can easily select where your next shot is going to go, and it makes it very easy for follow-up shots. Another good thing about Balance is that it helps you to bang out a lot of damage if you don't want to aim down sights in your scope. Sometimes zooming into the scope takes extra time, and if you really don't have time for that, maybe an enemy is incoming, you want to bang it out. So you just shoulder and fire, fire, fire. Now that we've talked about some of the pros, let's talk about some of the cons of Balanced. One thing that people often overlook is that Balanced isn't a very good perk when you're on the move. If you're out of cover and you strafe from left to right or try to gain position on an enemy, the Balanced perk opens up the reticle. So if you're standing out and you're trying to get a line of sight on an enemy and you're trying to fire, if you strafe, your reticle opens. This is about the same as if you didn't have the perk, which makes the perk a bit useless in this situation. Balance is a great perk if you're in cover and firing at a steady target. But if you're on the move and you're playing as an aggressive sniper, strafing from left to right, moving from cover to cover, really makes it very difficult to utilize the Balanced perk. Another point that people like to make about Balanced is that you can rapidly fire your sniper and down enemies. And they like to say that if you don't have Balanced, you can't do that. Well, that's really not true, because even when the reticle is bloomed, you can still fire your weapon pretty quickly and down your enemies. And the more that you practice this, the easier it gets to nail those headshots very quickly, even without Balanced on your sniper. One of the major reasons why I think that Balanced is an overrated perk is that it becomes void once you zoom in on a 12 to 15 times scope. Since there is no reticle in the scope once you zoom in, Balance has absolutely positively no effect on your weapon handling or target acquisition. When you zoom down the scope, you only have the crosshairs. So, in theory, you can shoot as fast as you like, and you can hit your targets as long as you can control the recoil. Balance really has no effect when zoomed in. Now you may be saying to yourself, I don't need to zoom in. I often shoot from shouldering, and that's good enough. And that's fair. In many circumstances from the medium to short range, you don't need to zoom in. But there are lots of circumstances if you're playing the passive sniper where you're in the back and you need to zoom in and get those pesky little enemies that are hiding behind cover and you can only see the top of their head. In these situations, balance has no effect. Depending on your playstyle, this is a big determining factor. Would you rather have a perk that is inactive when you're zoomed in, or have a perk that maybe gives you more health or does more damage or helps you with your special abilities to revive faster? These are some of the things that you should think about before you say, if the weapon doesn't have balance, it's complete garbage. I know that some people will get all pissy and instantly dislike this video, leave some nasty comments, and not even watch the video. I know that this video won't make a lot of people in the community happy, but people tend to jump on bandwagons and follow the masses and quickly rip something apart without thought, research, or experimentation. They just listen to somebody say that this is awesome and this is great and this is what you need if you want to kill stuff quick, and you have to have this. If you don't have this, then it's garbage. I won't say that balance is garbage or totally useless. I'm just saying that there's a big misunderstanding about the perk and that it's really not all that. Now, I've been sniping for a long time in video games, and I've played so many games where sniping is, my preferred choice when it comes to a game. Now, I'm not going to say that balance as a perk isn't useful. I think it's very useful for some players, and it's an amazing perk for auto rifles. For ARs, it's one of, if not the most useful perk to have, since the bloom on ARs can, get a bit wild and you're consistently holding down the fire button. But as for snipers, some may find it really improves their game and it's awesome, but I think a vast majority of players probably don't really need it and could find better success downing targets or keeping their skills active with other perks. I don't really see why you would trade damage or skill building for a perk that's active and useful in only some situations. So in summary, balance is a really good perk that has some very unique qualities as it stands right now in the 1.1 patch. After they patch the game for the 1.2, balance will probably go down and fade away as one of those perks that was the must-have. I'm sure many people grinded and saved lots of division tech and rolled a lot of different snipers to try to get balanced, and unfortunately there's nothing they can do to kind of save it after the patch. So in my opinion, I really think that balanced is a good perk, but it's not the perk that's going to make or break a sniper rifle. Ultimately, it's going to come down to you, your skill, and how well that you acquire the targets and take them down. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope you guys liked this video. Please leave a comment in the comment section. Let us know about your sniper, maybe the kind of snipers that you like. Do you like bolt action better than semi-auto? What's your favorite? Also, if you have balanced or if you don't have balanced, what do you think? Are there any good points or bad points that I made in this video? Anything that I forgot? Please leave a comment in the comment section. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, Twitch, and all that other stuff. And thanks guys for all of the support that you've put out lately. It's really been a lot of positive stuff going on, so I really appreciate it, and thanks a lot. And yeah, that's about it. I'm out.